My dear students, welcome back to the lectures of formal languages and automata theory. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about Turing recognizable languages. So there are two types of Turing recognizable languages. Before we discuss what is Turing recognizable languages, we will understand there are two types of Turing recognizable languages. One is recursive language, other one is recursively enumerable language. We will see the difference between both of them, what is recursive language and what is recursively enumerable language, we will understand. Before we discuss about these Turing recognizable languages, I want to discuss with you regarding Chomsky hierarchy of languages, which was discussed earlier also. And this Chomsky hierarchy was proposed by Noam Chomsky in the year 1956. And as we discussed earlier, we have discussed about, we have seen four different types of grammars, type 0, type 1, type 2, this is type 1 actually, type 1, type 2, type 3. There are four types of grammars. Type 0 grammar is called recursive enumerable language, type 1 context sensitive, type 1 context sensitive, type 2 context free, type 3 regular grammar. So we will see the machines that accept these languages. Type 0 grammars are accepted by a machine called Turing machine. They are called as unrestricted grammars, and the language is called recursively enumerable language. Grammar is unrestricted grammar and language is recursively enumerable language. Grammar is context sensitive grammar and language is also called as context sensitive language. Type 2 is context free grammar and language is context free language only. Type 3 is regular grammar and the language is regular language. Like that we have discussed already regarding this Chomsky hierarchy, everything, and this is called Chomsky hierarchy of languages, and we have given examples for each and every language very clearly here. The machine that accepts regular grammar is DFA or NFA, and type 0 grammars will be accepted by a machine called Turing machine. Type 1 grammars are accepted by linear bound automata. Type 2 grammars, push down automata. Type 3 grammars will be accepted by DFA or NFA, and these are the examples we have given for each and every grammar. And we will understand now what is Turing recognizable machines. Before we see what is Turing recognizable language, we need to understand the language which is accepted by a Turing machine. They are called as Turing recognizable languages. So there are two types of languages that can be accepted by a Turing machine, either recursive language or otherwise can be called as recursively enumerable language. We have two different types of languages. And we all know what is unrestricted grammar, and language is a recursively enumerable language, and that language is accepted by a Turing machine. Unrestricted grammar means what? On the left hand side you can have any number of non-terminals and terminals. On the right hand side you can also have any number of non-terminals and terminals. There is no restriction in case of unrestricted grammar, either on the left hand side and right hand side productions. So this can be called as, that's why this can be called as unrestricted grammar. And so we'll understand now what is recursive language. In the recursive language, for every string W belongs to L. Suppose for a string W belongs to L. If TM accepts W, if a string accepts by the Turing machine, and the Turing machine will reach us to the final states and halts. This is how that will occur if it is a recursive language. And for every W does not belongs to L, Turing machine will not goes to a final state, and then what happens here? Turing machine will reject that particular string. So what we need to understand here, suppose if you give any string to the Turing machine, if the Turing machine accepts that particular string, if you give any string as input to the Turing machine from the language, and if Turing machine accepts that particular string, then what does the Turing machine gives as output? Turing machine will reach us to the final state and it will halt. Halting is nothing but stops. it will get stops after reaching to the final state. Suppose if the string is not accepted by that particular Turing machine, what happens? Turing machine will not go to the final state, and Turing machine will not go to the final state. It will halt and it will reject the given input string. So in case if it is not accepting a particular string, so if it is accepting the particular string, Turing machine is reaching to the final state and halting. And if it is not accepting a particular string, Turing machine is not going to the final state and it is getting halted, and Turing machine is rejecting that particular string. This is called recursive language. This will happen in the recursive language. So if we give recursive language as input to the Turing machine, then what happens? If that string is accepted by the Turing machine, either it accepts. If it is not, it will not accept. It will reject. But Turing machine will halt. After giving output, it will halt. Turing machine will halt. Turing machine will go to the final state and will halt. Yet Turing machine will not go to the final state because it is not accepting. Though it is not going to the final state, it will halt. So that is the case we discussed in the recursive language. If we see the difference between recursive language and recursive enumerable language, here a particular string, consider a particular string as given as input to the Turing machine. If Turing machine accepts that, Turing machine will reach the final state and halt. That's okay. It is a similar step to the recursive language. What was happened in the recursive language, the same thing was happened here also. If we give an input string to the Turing machine, if it accepts, if the string is accepted by the Turing machine, then what happens? It will reaches to the final state and it will get halts. It will get halted. That is the same point we have discussed. The same point here, common point between recursive and recursive enumerable languages. So this is the common point between recursive language and recursive enumerable language. And now suppose if the string is not belonging to the language, that means if Turing machine does not accept that language, Turing machine will reach to the final state and halts. Turing machine will simply reject. This is also a common point. This is also a common point which we have discussed earlier. Both the points are common in both recursive and recursive enumerable languages. The only difference is if it is not accepting a particular string, it is not going to the final state and it gets halted in both the cases. But here in the recursive language, it is not entering into the infinite loop, but here it is entering into the infinite loop. This is the major difference between recursive language and recursively enumerable language. In recursively enumerable language, if a string is not accepting by the Turing machine, then it will reaches to the final state and it will say that it is rejecting the particular string, and it will also enter into the infinite loop without giving any output. It will enter into the infinite loop. So if we give recursive enumerable language as input, the only thing we need to understand is without giving any output, it will enter into the infinite loop. Sometimes it will say that it will reject the given input and halt. Sometimes it will go to the infinite loop. Only in case of recursive enumerable languages. In case of recursive languages, it will not enter into the infinite loop. It will reject the particular given input if it will not accept the input. So that is what we need to understand. So this is the basic difference between recursive language and recursively enumerable language. Only this infinite loop. This is the difference between recursive and recursive enumerable language. And we'll also understand the membership property of recursive language. See here the same thing which we discussed earlier, the same thing we will discuss. Suppose if a string is given as input to the Turing machine, what happens? Turing machine will go to the final state and halt. And either if it not accepts, Turing machine goes to the non-final state and halt. That's common thing. If L is a recursive language, we can decide on the membership property that the language either goes to the final state and halt, and either goes to the non-final state and halt. We can decide this problem. This particular task will be done by a Turing machine. Suppose if it is a recursive enumerable language, the membership property is different. It is undecidable here. What happens if an input string is given to the Turing machine? If it accepts, it goes to the final state and halt. If it will not accept, If it not accept, what happens? It will not go to the final state, non-final state, and halt. That is also a common point. And this point is also common in both of the recursive and recursive enumerable languages. And additional point, one more additional point in recursive enumerable language is infinite loop. So it also enters into the infinite loop. Sometimes if it not accepts a particular input string, it also enters into the infinite loop. That is the basic difference, and this is the membership property of recursive and recursively enumerable languages. So this is what I want to explain you in this lecture. This is called Turing recognizable languages, and we'll come up with another concept in the next video lecture. Thank you.